Good morning from an early start here in Geneva, Switzerland. This train ride to Zurich is the start of an 18-hour journey back home. It would just make more sense to fly out of Geneva, but seeing as some flights were full this morning, it was best to get a train to Zurich Airport right from the heart of Geneva. And that's just one of the simplest things I love about trains here in Europe. Geneva Railway Station, or Gare de Genève, originally opened in 1858 and has a Swiss Federal Railway logo out front. If you don't know already, the Swiss Federal Railway logo is shown in the 3 official languages of Switzerland: German, French, and Italian. Even though I showed up about 30 minutes before departure time, my train wasn't on the departure board yet. I thought now would be a good time to check out and see if an upgrade was worth my money. And yeah, not really. This is a 3-hour journey and I can live without the upgrade. Even though it wasn't long before my train left, I took the time to grab a light breakfast to bring onto the train and take in the sights of the station. By looking at the platform screens, you can see where all the different classes of cars are located when the train pulls into the station. I took my luck at the front of the train, hoping it wouldn't be as busy. I barely even heard it, but my train came from the other direction. This Swiss inner-city tilting train will take me the 3-hour journey all the way to Zurich Airport. For those unfamiliar with trains and more keen to plane travel, seats are first come first serve. You can actually pay a bit more for a reserved seat, but I didn't have that option with the fare I purchased. Upon arriving, there are storage shelves above every seat. There are also some larger racks and some cars as well. The majority of seats on this train are these paired seats facing each other. A limited amount are the standard ones facing in the same direction. There is just a small table with an extension, plus a small waste bin in the bottom. I didn't use it, but there's also a sunblind as well. These seats don't recline, but the legroom compensated for it. I also couldn't find the outlet at first, but I'll show you that later on in the video. We depart Geneva a few minutes off schedule, but for the most part, Swiss trains are actually very punctual. This train will be making a handful of stops on the journey today, but just at the more larger stations. I didn't think about it at first, but I wish I sat on the right side of the train. I missed out on all the great amazing views of Lake Geneva. Although, looking at the countryside wasn't too bad at all. Before leaving the station, I picked up a small breakfast consisting of a croissant, yogurt parfait, and a cold cafe latte out of the fridge.
Et en gros, là je te montre, moi j'ai tiré la reine. Mais normalement t'es pas censé me montrer la carte que toi tu tires. Moi je sais pas, moi si je la connais pas tu vois, voilà. Mais si tu prends une du bas, moi je la connais, c'est pas. T'es chaud? Ouais, je suis chaud, je comprends.
Eventually, a free seat opened up on the right side of the train, We were well past Lake Geneva at this point, but these lake views do not disappoint. I planned on getting some work done, and the power outlets are actually at the top of every seat. A pretty inconvenient location, but it's better than nothing. Also, just keep in mind that you'll need a Swiss power adapter. The thing with rail lines in Switzerland is there isn't truly a high-speed line, but there is one section between Geneva and Zurich that operates at faster speeds. As I'm not a train nerd, I'm not too familiar with this section specifically, but I'll link another review on this route that does a better job at explaining this. As we arrive in the Olten, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, we have now entered the German-speaking part of Switzerland. I found it interesting. Without much of a difference out the window, all the signs are now in German, and even the announcements on the train are now in German. Before pulling into Zurich, I took a quick look at the cafe car. I didn't take a look at the physical menus, but I'll show you a handful of screenshots from the SBB website. These all look pretty decent, but keep in mind you're going to be having to pay those hefty Swiss prices. Right as we pull into Zurich station, now would be a great time to share some thoughts. In all honesty, I just really like trains for all the great views outside, and for the easy use. European trains are held up to such a high standard in terms of operation, especially in Switzerland. They love their trains. It will always be a pleasure to take them when possible. I found the seat to be acceptable, but would grow kind of tired of it if I was on it for more than 3 hours. And from hearing about the first class seats on SBB, I can say I'm okay without it and I'd rather save my money. I honestly wouldn't recommend it. I paid 90 Swiss francs for this Super Saver ticket. I found this pretty fair, all things considering my situation with the flight loads out of Geneva. But even if I wasn't under those circumstances, and even with the high Swiss prices, I'd gladly take SBB again. And right on time, we arrive at Zurich Airport station. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this. If you liked it, feel free to subscribe. Thanks again, and stay tuned for a very special video next. See you in the next one.